up, guys? It's Caitlin B, and welcome back to my channel. I have a lot to catch you guys up on, and I have promised you guys a life update video for like the past month and a half now, and I'm so sorry. I am just now getting to it, but I've been traveling like crazy. We were in Palm Springs for Coachella. We're home for a few days, went straight to Florida for 2 weeks. I was home for 10 hours and went to the UK for 8 days, 10 days, back for 2 days, went to Oregon for another brand trip, and I'm just now back. So it's been a crazy little whirlwind here, and I need to catch you guys up to speed because I miss you and I miss these just like chit chat videos. The amount of DMs has been insane over the past 2 months, just being like, girl, why did you leave LA? Did you guys decide to move to Seattle? Why are you in Minnesota? Why are you here? Why are you there? Are you moving to New York City? Like, so many questions, and I thought I would answer all of that in this video. Why I'm here in Minnesota, and when I say I mean me and Alex and Ollie, obviously. As you guys may or may not know, our lease at our LA apartment, like, we absolutely loved our apartment, but it was up on March 31st. If you watched our Yippee Move With Me series, it was like my dream apartment. The part of LA that we were in, I absolutely adore, and just aside from the location, we absolutely loved our physical apartment. And also, just a side note, I know I get so many comments and questions from you guys asking what exact apartment I lived at, especially since I've moved out of there now, if I can like share with you guys who are moving to LA or moving in different parts of LA. But I'm so sorry, I'm not gonna give out that information of where I lived, just because there are a couple of really big YouTubers who actually still live there, and I moved in around the same time as another really big YouTuber, which is funny. A couple of you guys like picked up on that we had like very similar fixtures and everything. And one of my really close friends is actually moving to LA in that apartment, so I definitely do not want to give away that information just for their safety. After a couple months of living there, up to like 6 months of living in LA, there were a lot of changes. I mean, Alex was coming from the Midwest, and you know, coming from college, it's hard to move to a completely new city because you don't know anyone and you have to start all over and make, you know, whole new friends. I knew a couple people out there when I first moved out there because of the YouTube community, which has been amazing. But even like when we first moved in together, I still felt like I didn't know a ton of people, especially outside of just the YouTube community, and Alex was completely starting from scratch. So that can be hard on anyone, just moving to a whole new city, but it definitely was an adjustment, especially for him, just to feel like, what do I do on the weekends? Like, I don't have any guy friends. I don't have any friends in general. It was hard for him, especially moving to LA, if he felt like he didn't really fit in very much, which is totally normal when you move to a new city. I think he had a lot of questions of like, am I going to make like genuine friends out here? I don't know if this place is meant for me, you know? He just had a lot of questions. I feel like a lot of people in their 20s feel like that, no matter if you're living in the same city or if you move to a new city. As Monica would say, a millennial life crisis, you know what I mean? And I'll be honest, simultaneously while this was going on, we had a couple incidents like in LA that just really shook me the wrong way. Just like interactions with people, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't fit in here either. Like, what am I doing here? I just feel like everyone here is shady, everyone here is two-faced, and I don't know. So at the same time, when he was feeling this way, I was also feeling like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? This is just not my scene. Like, I come from the Midwest and everyone is just so much more nice and welcoming and just like open to being friends, you know what I mean? And it was just not the case a couple times that I was in LA. I was not getting that vibe, and I felt so like, oh, I was just so ready to move out of there. I was just like, oh my God, if I could move and break my lease like today, I would have 100% done it. So that's definitely one of the reasons why we kept going up to Seattle, because we felt so safe there. We felt like these were our people, and Minneapolis reminds me so much of Seattle. It's crazy. I can't really pinpoint what exactly it is, but it's like the people, just the environment, and just the city in general. I don't know. There's so many similarities. So for me, it felt very comfortable there. And so there was definitely a period of time that Alex and I were set and focused on moving to Seattle and nowhere else. Like, we wanted nothing to do with LA. Yeah, I don't know. There was just a lot of things drawing us to Seattle, but at the same time, we were like, okay, we can't move here right away because our lease ends March 31st. So I will say, like, the only reason we were gonna move out of our apartment in LA was just because we wanted to move out of the state in general. You know, fast forward to when it was, you know, time to actually move out, you know, it's becoming January, February, March. Our opinions definitely have shifted and evolved over the time, like living in LA together. We've met even more amazing people. We've had so many fun experiences, and We were feeling a little wishy-washy, I would say, if that's the right word. Like, we were like tiptoeing around the idea of like, should we stay in LA now? We have actually like felt comfortable here. We actually made a great group of friends together and apart, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be hard now, because while we love Seattle and like to see ourselves there, we're just now feeling comfortable in LA with our friend group and just the environment and getting, you know, getting the lay of the land a little bit. That question really hit us hard. It was like, okay, once we're comfortable here now, feeling good, do we really want to start all over again and move to an entirely new city where we don't know a single person except for like 2 people? So that was really eating us up. We really didn't know what we wanted to do. And also another huge thing was, you know, I still don't know what my end goal is career-wise, and I'm not afraid to say that. You know, I feel like a lot of people see what I do and then I've been doing it for so many years that they think that I have my whole life figured out and like I know what my end goal is, but that's actually a question that I get a lot that actually gives me a lot of anxiety, because I don't know what my end goal is, and I feel like that's totally okay. You know, I was getting a lot of opportunities and great things. I was casting for things that I never expected to be doing, and just doing all these really cool opportunities with brands and companies that were like my dream companies to work with, and all of that was in LA. So we kind of were hit with, is it going to be a great move for us to, you know, go to a whole new city after things are just starting to really pick up and kind of shift direction? And to be honest, I still don't know the answer to that. Living in a different city other than LA can give you a leg up, because you know, you're in a different environment, you're doing new things, you're around creative people, and just it's a different environment, you know what I mean? And you're not like all doing the same thing. But on the other hand, there are so many more opportunities with what I'm doing in this industry that are in LA, because I mean, that's like the hub of it all, is in LA and New York. So that's pretty much all that was going through our minds for the past couple of months leading up to when our apartment was like, our lease was up. And so we decided, kind of last minute honestly, to put all of our stuff into storage in LA and store Alex's car and everything. So like pretty much everything except for 2 suitcases of mine and 1 suitcase for Alex and Ollie's stuff. And Ollie, obviously. We decided to fly back to Minnesota, where we are here. And if you guys don't know, my mom has our family house here, and then she also has that new condo where I've also been filming a couple videos at since I've been here, because the lighting is amazing. So since she has, you know, both places, she's like, I have a lot of extra space. I would absolutely love if you and Alex and Ollie came here for a while and just use this time to really travel and find out what you want, and I'll watch the dog while you guys are away. Once that was kind of in our heads, it was really hard to turn that up, because my mom, the most generous human being I know, gifted my sister and I for Christmas. She surprised us. Like, we weren't even gonna do presents or anything really, and it was on my way home back to LA, and she texted my sister and I, and she's like, hey, I put X amount of money into both of your bank accounts to travel and see the world this year with your boyfriends, and just to use this time to like really take those trips that you've always wanted to take. It was just the most generous gift ever, and I did not expect it at all. Once my mom was kind of like, hey, you guys can come back here for a little bit and travel and figure out where you want to move after, stay as long as you want kind of thing, we were like, oh my gosh, this is such a perfect opportunity for us to use that money, and our own money obviously, and travel the world like we've always wanted to do, and not have any rent to pay. Basically, everything just aligned so perfectly where we felt like this was the time to travel. Like, let's at least start using this money to travel that she generously gifted. So that's why we came back to Minnesota, because we're not paying rent, which is amazing for the time being. It's like a dream. And the fact that my mom is able to watch Ollie whenever we're traveling is also a huge thing, because obviously dog sitters are expensive. And not only that, but my dog's very sensitive, very clingy, and he likes to be where he's comfortable, and he likes to not leave my side or Alex's side very often, but he's very comfortable with my mom, which is great. So for him to like be here in the house like is so perfect while we're gone. So basically Minnesota right now is just our home base. We're using it to stay here before we travel to the next place. So we are so beyond grateful to be here and just being able to live our lives and not rush anything. I'm pretty sure I did a blog post in the beginning of the year about my New Year's resolutions and my goals for the year, but one of my huge goals for the year was to travel and to produce more travel content on my platforms for you guys. I don't know if it's all the law of attraction and working towards that, but I've been getting all of these travel opportunities and putting myself out there for more travel opportunities, and it's been so incredible, and we are just having the time of our lives. So moving forward, we have a trip in New York City coming up just because our friend's boyfriend is on Broadway, so we're gonna go to that show. After that, we are going to do our big Europe trip. So this was the only trip that we actually had planned when we were moving back here, and then all those other trips just kind of happened really last minute, which has been so cool. Not solidified yet, but I think we're going to Amsterdam, maybe Copenhagen again, France, because our friend Eric is in France for a little bit. I got another opportunity to possibly go to Italy very soon, in the end of August actually. So because of all of that, I don't know if Alex and I are going to actually move into our new home until like the end of summer. Alex and I just have been given this really unique opportunity to be, you know, free from a 9-to-5 job, and we're able to travel and use that to create content and use that to our benefits. And I think it's very rare, and we're so grateful for it that we're like, why not take that? You know what I mean? So why not use this time and these opportunities to create some awesome content for you guys and just to see the world. But another huge question you guys had is, where are we moving after we go to Minnesota? We're always super hesitant to say exactly because we do change our minds a lot, but we are 99% sure that we are actually going to stay in LA after all. And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, are you seriously staying in LA? Like, you toured places in Seattle and we're pretty set on moving there. And Seattle's not completely off the table. You know, Alex and I have been keeping this in mind while we travel, and we're hoping for like, you know, little epiphanies. While we absolutely adore Seattle and definitely 100% see ourselves living there at some point in our lives, we just couldn't shake the feeling of feeling like it wasn't our time to move there, which is difficult because we both absolutely love Seattle. And again, like, people are amazing and the environment is amazing. Like, I just feel so great whenever I go there. But at the same time, over the last like 6 months, we really felt so much more connected to LA than we ever did before. We were finally meeting this great group of friends, which is a huge thing. Like, whenever you move to a new city and you feel like you're not fitting in or meeting anyone, like, that can have a huge, you know, take in whether you want to stay somewhere or not. So a huge factor was definitely finding the right group of friends that are like genuine, amazing people out there. You know, it's not always easy, especially when you're moving to LA, but they are definitely out there. And also, we just felt it was the best for us career-wise right now. If a lot of you guys have asked me what Alex does for a job, he actually works with me, which is really cool. I don't like to say for me, I like to say with me, because a lot of the content that I create would 100% not be possible without Alex, and he has a huge say in my content creatively. This also kind of leads me into a question for you guys, asking if you guys want me to do a video on this, like working with your significant other, your partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend, which is a whole other topic for another video if you guys are interested in me doing that, like working with your significant other, which can be really cool for a lot of people and also not work for some people. So I would love to talk about that in a video. Let me know if that's something that you guys would want to see. And I also want to end this with another question I've gotten from you guys is, how am I able to make a living by just making like one video a week on my YouTube channel? And a lot of you guys think that's all I do, which is absolutely not true. And I'm actually doing more on my blog and Instagram than ever before. That's where I make main source of my income right now, is actually on Instagram, which is really crazy to me. I never thought that would be possible. And I know a lot of you guys don't follow me over there. So again, if you want to go follow me over there, I post so much for you guys every single day. I'm doing Instagram stories. I even do little tutorials. I've done a hair tutorial on how I curl my hair every single day. I show you guys my vegan food. I'll do Wellness Wednesday on there. I do a ton of content actually on my Instagram stories, and I share my day-to-day travels with you guys that don't make it to the vlogs. So again, I really encourage you to go follow me over there if you guys want to see me more like day-to-day and just like hanging out with me. I comment and like respond to your guys' messages all the time. So I would absolutely love if you guys followed me over there. It's just @CaitlinB. Go hit your girl a little follow. So yeah, I don't know, I've gotten a lot of questions on how I make a living, and I would love to talk to you guys about that as well. And just being a social media influencer, I would love to just like do more things helping you guys become one. I know this is kind of off topic of what I'm talking about in this video, but I just wanted to pose this question for you guys at the end of this video if that's something that you'd be interested in. So again, let me know in the comments below. So hopefully this video has caught you guys up to speed a little bit about where we have been and why we've been here and where we are going in the future. I don't know, I think it's gonna be the right move for us short term to stay in LA, and I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means another year. I don't know if that means 3 years, 5 years to be in LA. I really don't know, and I think that's okay not to know. And lastly, I know a lot of you guys are gonna ask if Alex and I are gonna stay in the same, or like move back to the same apartment complex because we loved it so much. But long story short, no, I don't think we are going to. We sat down and we're really discussing, we had a long talk about our short-term and long-term goals. And one of the big things is that we want to buy a house within the next couple of years. And in order to do that, I know I have very picky taste. I'm so particular, so much more so than Alex. But whatever city it is that we decide to actually settle down and have a house in, or like our first house, we definitely want to have a good chunk of money aside for that. While we do have savings, obviously, we're just like, why spend so much money on rent when all that money could go towards a house? Manifesting an amazing place for our next home, whatever that may be, we're definitely manifesting that and hoping that all works out and just finding the perfect place for us. I'm just super excited right now for everything that's been going on. Let me know in the meantime what other kind of videos that you like from me. Do you like when I do vlogs? Do you like when I do sit down chit chat videos? Do you want more fashion videos? Like, I have so many ideas for this channel and where I want to keep going, but I would love to know your guys' input obviously as well. So let me know in the comments. Also, I have a what I eat today video coming for you guys very soon that I film. But that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys very